Good morning.
Morning.
This is Kim.
This is Andy.
We're going to read to you from the Urantia book, but first we have
365 Days of Walking the Red Road.
by Terry Jean.
Terry Jean.
Today is March 20th.
May
May.
22nd.
Whew!
Feels like March 22nd.
It's cold out there, dude.
Today we're hearing from Dr. A.C. Ross,
Who is what?
Lakota,
Ahenan. Oh, how is that?
Ahenamani.
Ahenamani.
He said, when temptation comes, I don't say yes and I don't say no. I say later. I just keep walking the red road down the middle. When you're in the middle, you don't go to either extreme. You allow both sides to exist. And did you know?
Oh, that's great. Let's think about that now, right? The middle way is the red way.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that dream catchers are not supposed to be placed around car mirrors? They serve a cultural importance that places them only above one's bed where one sleeps. So don't put your dream catcher on your rearview mirror.
So many people do that. I see even natives doing that. But, it's what it is, dude.
And then
The Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, translation by Derek Lynn.
All right, I'll start. Those who take the world and control it, I see that they cannot succeed. The world is a sacred instrument. One cannot control it. The one who controls it will fail. The one who grasps it will lose.
The view of the world as a sacred instrument dates back tens of thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years. Long before the appearance of the term Tao. This common belief has been passed down by oral tradition in cultures throughout the world. As Native American spiritual traditions demonstrate, when we revere the sanctity of the world, we naturally feel a deep connection with nature and see ourselves as a part of it, not apart from it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Because all things either lead or follow, either blow hot or cold, either have strength or weakness.
The Tao is all about abundance. Nope. The Tao is all about balance. Sorry. These descriptions depict the complementary balance that exists in nature, where different creatures play different roles and all are necessary components in the interconnected web of ecology.
Either have ownership or take by force.
Creatures that have ownership are the ones that occupy their own environmental niche. Creatures that take by force are the predators who survive by hunting prey. So we're kind of the latter ones. Yeah, but they have ownership. I think like a rabbit owns his burrow the same way you own your home or your possessions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or the wild Mustang owns the prairie.
And the truth is, nobody owns anything. You're just using.
But he's juxtaposing. The text is juxtaposing the idea of like when you're there. There's animals that are present naturally in that space.
Mm-hmm.
They're naturally there, but then the usurper comes, or the predator comes to displace them from that natural space.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this eternal struggle between that of just I'm just being here. I'm just I'm just living here, and that one who lives by taking from that. So it's beyond that is making that like that's like a foundational kind of a struggle that so it's not just
The person has lived in their house for 50 years, but now the house is being torn down by
Okay, and we look at that as a tragedy, as something bad that's happening, but actually, and it's true. Um, yeah, right. But to get detached even from that tragedy, beyond that is that eternal struggle that exists, that makes that person appreciate their home even more and want to fight for their home. So they're immersed in yin energy, so that helps them get out of the yin energy and use the yang. And also that helps the yang person who's used to conquering, and you know what I mean, have to see, okay, that that person in the yang with the bulldozer sees something that they want here in this yin. So I want to have that peace of mind, and I can't ever get that. See? Yeah. So it's really above that. It's like past right and wrong, even, right? Not that right and wrong don't exist, because they do. but but you detach enough from that, you can appreciate what God is doing, kind of, with that, even by even creating that struggle.
The person may be wanting to take control of those resources.
Even when that guy is, yeah.
Build an upscale apartment building there.
But I think even though when that guy is in the bulldozer and he's thinking, okay, I got to knock down this forest, isn't he feeling some kind of tragic or some kind of longing when he does so, that this is a beautiful thing? And why do I have to destroy it? Yeah.
Return to shady farm.
Yeah. Okay.
Therefore, the sage eliminates extremes, eliminates excess, eliminates arrogance.
Right. So both of those drives have a right to exist. It's how they're expressed that needs to be, you know, where we work from. Okay.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. All right. Let us emulate the natural balance of the Tao. Like the sages, we too can live in accordance with the principle of moderation. This chapter gives us 3 simple ways to behave: reduce extremes, avoid excess, and let go of arrogance.
Yeah.
Okay? Reduce extremes. So instead of bulldozing the forest, okay, maybe you want to go bulldoze the savannah so you can make some cropland. That's like fertile land there. Go over there instead. Leave this area is already populated by people who are loving life over here. Okay? Go bulldoze, go make your, you know, yeah, express your yang at a different place. Okay, we'll just put those. Okay, so now we're going to read the Urantia book. And so I've been reading about Jerusalem lately, and it's been just really interesting reading about um, just how this is really interesting. This here part, I'd recommend you read paper 46, sections 1 and 2. Of course, we're on number 4 right now, which seems kind of interesting too. Okay, so do you want to go?
Sure. 4. Residential and administrative areas. Considerable portions of Jerusalem are assigned as residential areas, while other portions of the system capital are given over to the necessary administrative functions involving the supervision of the affairs of 619 inhabited spheres, 56 transitional cultural worlds, and the system capital itself. On Jerusalem and in Nebadan, these arrangements are designed as follows. 1. The circles, non-native residential areas.
Whoa! I know.
Oh.
So these are geometrical. Okay, so these are, yeah, different places. So we're talking about um okay.
The squares, the system executive administrative areas. The rectangles, the rendezvous of the lower native life. 4. The triangles, the local or Jerusalem administrative area.
Okay, who could come up with this? What the heck? So this is like, okay, does they mean like a land, piece of land in Jerusalem? Okay, so this is like, okay, okay, this while other portions of the system capital are given over to the necessary administrative functions involving 619 inhabited spheres, 56 transitional cultural worlds in the system capital. Okay, so these must be like areas of, I'm assuming this like land on these 619 inhabited spheres that are like, so this planet is divided into like circles, rectangles, and but how do you fit a circle into the, okay, I can get this squares, rectangles, and triangles, but so you've got areas that are like, but then where's the circle fit in
Mhm.
there? Okay,
The,
I don't know.
the arrangement of the system activities into circles, squares, rectangles, and triangles is common to all the system capitals of Nebadon. In another universe, an entirely different arrangement might prevail. These are matters determined by the diverse plans of the Creator Sons.
Okay,
Our narrative of these residential and administrative areas takes no account of the vast and beautiful estates of the material sons of God, the permanent citizens of Jerusalem. Neither do we mention numerous other fascinating orders of spirit and near spirit creatures. For example, Jerusalem enjoys the efficient services of the spiranga of design for system function. What?
Spiranga. Well, that's like a native.
Efficient services of the
Yeah,
spiranga of
they're
design.
like maintenance people things.
Really?
Yeah, the spiranja. Yeah,
Okay.
I know, what a name, right? It
These,
might be like sponges or something.
these,
Spiranja. Yeah,
these
these
beings
beings
are devoted to spiritual ministry in behalf of the supernatural
super,
residents,
super material.
supermaterial residents, and visitors. They are a wonderful group of intelligent and beautiful beings who are the transition servants of the higher Morancha creatures and of the Morancha helpers who labor for the upkeep and embellishment of all Morancha creations. They are on Jerusalem what they are on Jerusalem what the Midway creatures are on Urantia, and Midway helpers functioning between the material and the spiritual.
Right. So there's spiranga, and then there's this spornasia. I think is it what are those called? Oh gosh, the her sporn. Wait. Spiranja. Okay, there's created by Gabriel and the Father Melchizedek, and these execute routine spirit tasks of Nebadon.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, these are Morancha creations, but they don't ascend. They're just like, yeah, yeah, and then I think there's the spornasia, or what am I thinking of? Spornasia. There's also spiranga and spornasia. These are they're animal caretakers of our architectural spheres. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. That's different than spiranga.
Mm-hmm.
There's the spornasia and the spiranga.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like low-level ministers. Labor for the upkeep and embellishment of Morancha creations.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Spornasia and spiranga. Okay. Are you of all more? Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, the system capitals are unique in that they are the only worlds which exhibit well nigh perfectly all three phases of universe existence. the material, the morantial, and the spiritual. Whether you are a material, morantia, or spirit personality, you will feel at home on Jerusalem. So also do the combined beings, such as the midway creatures and the material sons. Okay, do you want to read the last one?
Jerusalem has great buildings of both material and morantia types, while the embellishment of the purely spiritual zones is no less exquisite and replete. If I only had words to tell you of the morantia counterparts of the marvelous physical equipment of Jerusalem, if I could only go on to portray the sublime grandeur and exquisite perfection of the spiritual appointments of this headquarters world.
Right, so exclamation part. So they're feeling like, if only I could tell you about this. If only you could understand. It would be so wonderful.
Your most imaginative concept of perfection, of beauty, and repleteness of appointment would hardly approach these grandeurs, and Jerusalem is but the first step on the way to this supernal perfection of paradise beauty.
Woohoo! How about that?
Jerusalem is quite a place, with its triangles, squares, rectangles, and
The
circles.
heck, right? What if all of our well, that would solve your gerrymandering problem. I guess, I don't know.
Yep,
Right?
yep, it would, I guess. All the rectangles would be over here, and all the squares would be over here. And
I don't know. Well, I think maybe that they have them mixed in.
mhm.
Because if you have especially where you have okay, a circle, okay, but then you have to have little triangles that are or squares that are close to the circle tangent, so that you know what I mean.
Geometry.
It's got to be geometry, but that's really beautiful because I think
Sacred geometry.
reality is based on geometry. Is like the language of the isn't it? I love that it's geometrical. All right, cool. Next one's a long one though. Okay, so you got to make time for that one tomorrow.
We'll make time tomorrow.
Make time
We'll
tomorrow.
be talking about the Jerusalem circles.
The circles.
Cool. All right.
Right. Okay, God bless everybody over there who's ever watching, whoever decides to watch this some future point. One time me and Amy were doing it and some person showed up over here. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Bye.
Bye now.